Hello everyone. In this video series, we will focus on an introduction to MATLAB for signal processing and control systems applications. And this is a very basic level video series, and only the very basics of MATLAB will be covered in this series. And this is a very good introductory set of videos for beginners who are just starting out using MATLAB. This video series will be broken down into 7 videos in total. First video will be an introduction to MATLAB and its environment. Then we will follow the given task in this laboratory instruction sheet. So there will be a video for each and every task of this laboratory instruction sheet. This sheet will also be available in the LMS system. Now, moving on to MATLAB, if you open up the MATLAB application, this is the blank canvas, if you call it, what you will come across. Every time when you open up MATLAB, you will get this. And here, MATLAB, there are several important areas in this sort of canvas. Now, on the top area, here we have the several functions, and then we have different tabs for certain functions. Now we are in the home tab. This will be where all the main functions that we will be using, and then there are plot tabs as well as apps for various other functions. On the left hand side, we have something called the current folder. Current folder is where your working directory is stored, and in this folder the working directory will be displayed alongside all the MATLAB files that are in that designated working space. Or towards the right of that, we have the MATLAB command window. MATLAB command window can be used to do programming as well. You can do arithmetic operations, you can call for functions, you can assign variables and all those things, and you can basically code in the MATLAB window. However, in the MATLAB window, the command window, there are several limitations. First of all, the coding is on a line by line basis. Therefore, you cannot go back and edit the code. You can't modify the variables in any form of way. You can't even save the code. It's just a line by line operation that is there to execute, but you can't do anything other than that. That means, unlike a general text editor, you can't edit it, you can't save it, you can't modify it. The variables and all those things cannot be done in the command window. But the command window is very useful for things like small arithmetic operations, matrix manipulations, and etc. As well as in the command window, you will be able to see certain numerical results of your program. When you code it, if there are certain numerical results to be displayed, those numerical results will be displayed in the command window. Towards the right hand side, you have something called the workspace. Now, workspace is where all of the variables that you are using will be saved. So when we code, we have several variables. Variables are things where you store certain values. So all those variables will be displayed in this workspace, and this will give you the freedom to delete or organize your workspace, or you can even edit certain variables and you can even view the numerical values that are stored in those variables. So this is the basic canvas of MATLAB. On the top, you have the several functions in different tabs, and on the left hand side we have the current folder or the working directory. On the middle you have the command window, where you can program as well as you will receive the results in numerical format, and on the right hand side we have the workspace. Now this layout can be changed for your preference, and even in certain computers when you open it, this layout might look slightly different. However, the important things here is the current folder, command window, and workspace. The other important thing when starting out any form of project in MATLAB is actually setting up a working directory. Now this is actually very important, which many of the MATLAB users are skipping on. However, this will make you organize your working directory, as well as your file management will be very crystal clear, and any changes, any modifications can be easily done, and also the working directory will be saved so that you can copy that working directly, and you can even work on another computer using MATLAB. So setting up a working directory is very simple whenever you start a new project. So this bar here I have highlighted, this tells us the current working directory. Now I'm in D documents MATLAB. However, if I want to have a new working directory, I can click this button, right? This button is called browse for folder. So if I click that button, I can basically browse to whatever the folder I want. So I will go to desktop, and I will make a new folder, and I will say lab 1, right? So this is my uh, folder that I created, and this will be my new working directory when I press select folder. Now you can see in the address bar, the working directory has changed to C users desktop lab 1. So this is your folder which is dedicated for the lab 1 of this laboratory instruction sheet, and here you can create all the files necessary which we are going to utilize for our lab 1, and everything will be stored inside this working directory, and all the files and folders, all the sub files that we create will be listed under this current folder. And whenever you want to create a new MATLAB script. This is, now we are talking about the editor of MATLAB script. There are two options. You can either click this new script button, or in the current folder you can right click, go to new, and then select script. And it is very important for the activities that we will be using to select the script, not the live script, because live script is something different and it's something new for MATLAB, but we will be using the script. So if you select a new script, or in the current folder you can click right click and select new and script, then a new MATLAB script will be open. So here you can change the name. So I will say this as task 1, and you can rename it. Then when you double click it, this editor the new editor window will be open. This is the area where you will be working mostly inside MATLAB. This is the editor, as in the place where you actually program your MATLAB commands, and all those commands that you enter in this editor are editable, as well as you can save this file as we just did. So when you open up this task01.m, you will notice that a new tab will be opened on top called the editor. This is where we can interact with the file that we are programming. You can run it, you can section break it, you can run an advanced, and you can do a lot of things, including saving this file. So this is the basics that you need to get started on MATLAB, as well as to create a new editor file which is called task01m. Everything further is just programming this editor window, or writing MATLAB commands in the editor window to do a desired task. So we will continue this video series in the next video, where we will be talking about task 1, plotting a graph in MATLAB.